Ourselves started here, folks. Thank you very much, Alfreda and Jeff, for being co-hosts and setting everything up. We have so much going on, and it certainly is an exciting time to be connected to this company, Engage Global. We cannot say enough about the benefits that we're finding out, the stories that we're hearing, and if you're the kind of person that likes, enjoys helping people and helping folks get some level of results and change their life and take charge of their life, you're in the right place. Someone invited you here today because they cared a lot about you. And we applaud you for taking time out of your busy schedules to come to a meeting like this on a Sunday afternoon when it could so many other things you could be doing, especially with family and friends. I don't know where you are, but it's a beautiful sunny day here in Fort Lauderdale. I'm about 1.5 miles away from the beach. And folks fly here from all over the country. This is Fort Lauderdale. So wherever you are, there's other things that you could be doing, but you're here because you wanted to learn something. You felt that you could learn something. And we congratulate you for that. My name is Jonathan Jones. It's my pleasure, my privilege to be your host and moderator for this afternoon. We often have Bernard Dean, my partner, who's here, but he's over in South Africa right now. And I don't know how much you know about South Africa, but the past few weeks that he's been on, he keeps talking about the fact that they have to take turns with electricity. So apparently they have like rolling blackouts or something. So there's times they have power and times they doesn't have power. So I got a text about an hour ago and says, power's going out. so Bernard was not going to have any power. So maybe he'll come on for a little bit. If he does, he'll make a cameo. And but Alfreda steps right in, no problem, and does a great job in welcoming all of you here. So we're happy that you all have joined us. Whoever invited you really cared a lot about you. That's all we can say. And I like to just repeat that and reiterate that a lot. Please pay careful attention to the things that you learned today. But got to give you this disclaimer, because everything that we're saying today has not been evaluated by the FDA. The FDA has not evaluated our comments. They have not evaluated what we're saying. This is for education, information, and entertainment purposes only. What you hear today is not intended to be a substitute for a visit to your primary health care physician. We strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust. Engage Global, the micronutrient company, does not make any claims about any of the products that you're going to be hearing about today. Brain Boost, Eye Boost, Collagen Daily, Micro Daily, EMF, or any of the Engage Global products. They're not intended to be a treatment or cure for any disease. They don't heal. We're not making any of those claims. I can guarantee you, though, that it is the food that's missing from your food. So we can guarantee you that it is micronutrition. So it's good for your body. It helps your body do what it's intended to do. You'll hear testimonials. Please, folks, testimonials are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. And we're required to say that, and we're required to make sure that you understand that, because we don't want you going away from here saying that those people on this conference call today claimed that those products were going to cure my blindness. We're not saying it. We're not saying it. So please don't go away from here saying that. But we do want to share a couple of things with you. So before we get our meeting started, there's an interesting story that it kind of just popped up in my field of vision about 6 months ago. And no pun intended that, because it is a vision story. But the way that it happened is we were having a discussion with a group of us, and all of a sudden, Willie G just started talking about his story. So I thought it might be good to just share that with you, because you may find it to be useful. You may find it to be useful to you. So listen carefully. And then we're going to ask Dr. Prasad some questions. I'm going to introduce Dr. Prasad to our discussion, and then we'll see what he has to say about how it is or why somebody might be able to get some kind of results.
I do have one more question.
Man.
You said Willie G is on here, and now
what else is there?
He got more to the story. What happened?
Come on, Willie. Are you talking about my story?
Yes, come on,
man. Come on.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Rob, come on now. That was between us.
No. You got to share that.
Okay. So, all right. I wasn't going to share this because I'm in shock myself. So I've only been on product like 3 weeks, right? And I have issues with my eyes. I'm a veteran, and I've had a few problems. I got glaucoma, so I'm on meds. These are trifocals, so they got different layers in them, and they're really, the VA did a really good job on the glasses. So I'm taking the product like I'm supposed to. I'm like, yeah, let's see what happens, right? And I'm still a little apprehensive, and I am. I'm not gonna lie, I'm apprehensive because you don't know it. Everybody's story is different, and I've listened to these wonderful stories. And I'm like, man, that's fantastic. Yeah, it's not gonna happen to me. Man, that's awesome. Yeah, it's not gonna happen to me. One day, I was really upset with my teenagers. They did something, and I was livid. And I went off and, got upset. And I sat down on the couch. I grabbed my phone. I said, you know what? I'm going to sit here and play poker. Well, and I'm that guy, and I can't share because of my background, but I'm that guy when you look at your phone, if I don't have my glasses on, I need more arm. You know what I'm saying? To get to where I could see what's on my phone. I got it like 5 feet away from my face.
Yeah, arm too short.
So I'm sitting there playing on my phone. And again, I didn't have my glasses on. I'm doing this, playing on my phone, looking at my little cards and doing whatever. Then I stopped. And I got chill bumps. And I looked at my wife, and I didn't say nothing to her. I looked over by her, and my glasses was sitting on the table.
Oh, boy.
And I looked down again, and I was like, and I tried to grab my glasses. Grab my glasses. I was like, I can see this. It's not blur. Because right now, then everything was just blur. So I was like, you have got to be kidding me. But my brain is still, okay, maybe it's just, placebo effect, psychological. Let me wait till I've been on it for 30, 60, 90 days, and I could get the feel of it. But I could see everything on my phone.
Okay. So that was the main reason for sharing that little clip of Willie G telling his story. So our theme today is boost your eyes, boost your brain, boost your body. So that kind of sets the tone for you. So that's our eye story. And we're going to have a brain story for you, and we're going to have a body story for you. So we'll have that. But that kind of sets things up for us. So I'd like to formally introduce to our discussion Dr. Kedar Prasad. Not enough can be said about Dr. Prasad. Some of you have been here before, and you know who Dr. Prasad is. But for the benefit of those who have not been here, I'd like to try to just give you a little bit of a background, a little bit of a story about Dr. Prasad. Dr. Prasad has not always been working for the company Engage Global. So this was not his first line of work. Dr. Prasad has a tremendous and storied background and history when it comes to science and research. It's pretty remarkable. I have to admit that I was fairly ignorant in the very beginning. I did not know the level of genius that we had, to put it that way. I had no idea because I simply didn't know. But I'm going to share a little screenshot with you that just gives you, so you can just kind of read some of this yourself. It's pretty extensive. Dr. Prasad was the professor at the University of Colorado School of Medicine for 30 years. So we're not talking about just Dr. Prasad here. This is the gentleman who was the professor of medicine. So he taught doctors. Former president, International Society of Cancer and Nutrition, member of the British Society of Medicine, Nobel Peace Prize nominating committee for candidates in medicine. Now, if all we said was that, it would be way more than enough to establish his credentials as a scientist. But there's more. He was the world's first radiation biology PhD. His products have been awarded 7 U.S. patents on micronutrients. And there are a number of patents pending as we speak. He discovered the anti-cancer potency of vitamin E succinate. So in case you're wondering, are we just talking about vitamin E? No, we're not. There's more than one kind of vitamin E. And not only did Dr. Prasad know that, he found the one that happens to be cytotoxic to cancer. He's also credited with the discovery that butyric acid, the small fatty acid formed by fermentation of fibers in the gut, is an anti-cancer agent. So guess what? He knows a little something about the gut and probiotics. That's a big bonus for all of us. Dr. Prasad has authored or co-authored some 32 books. He's working on number 33 right now and been published more than 250 times. And I'd like to encourage you to go to Amazon, take a screenshot of this page right now, please, and grab his book on dementia, memory loss. Do it before you forget, pun intended. But that QR code will take you right there. It's a pun, but it really is not funny. It's true because we all know what sometimers is. So if you're in the aging category and you're over 60, over 50 nowadays, things aren't clicking the way that they used to. Dr. Prasad breaks it down. His book, Dementia, Memory Loss, How to Prevent and Improve Treatment, is an educational book written for the public. It provides easy to follow guidelines on how to avoid the risk of memory loss. Recent scientific information is there. So details are presented there. So, and the goal there also is to educate you on how to improve current drug treatments as well. And I think this book is a great one also. So I asked my wife to grab this one while she was hunting down Dr. Prasad's books. And Dr. Nakouzi stole that book from me. So I got to hunt him down for that one. But anyway, there you have it, folks. This kind of brings us to the reason I came to this whole portion of this was to introduce Dr. Kedar Prasad to our discussion. So let's bring Dr. Prasad to the front. And we got to give Dr. Prasad the ability to unmute himself also. So if we can grab him and put him on the screen here too. Where are you, Dr. Prasad? There we go. Jeff's taking care of that part. So I think maybe you can unmute yourself now. Very good. So welcome, Dr. Prasad, to our discussion. Thank you very much for joining us once again on a Sunday afternoon.
Thank you, Jonathan. Every Sunday, I look forward to having with you and talking and discussing whatever question you or your colleague and his family has.
we got questions for you now because we're going to bring it. And, the reason why we ply you with so many questions and bring these perplexing situations to you, number one, it baffles our mind because when people tell a story like Willie G just told,
yes,
is it a fluke, Dr. Prasad? Can you tell us a little bit about how microdaily can have an impact on the eyes, but really would like for you to tell us a little bit how eye boost can have that kind of an impact on someone's visions, please.
Yeah, eye boost is, when we say eye boost, it is always a combination with micro daily EMF. But eye boost, if you just take first you have to know what happens in eye. The retina part of the eye, which is like a camera, sees you and then tells brain, and then you watch it. And so this is highly oxygenated. There is a lot of oxygen around the retina part of your eye. And as you know, that whenever there is a lot of oxygen, there is always high level of production of free radicals because eye needs energy and oxygen are used to generate energy. And then free radicals are produced as a byproduct and it is very toxic. And so if you just take microdaily EMF, it will protect to some extent, but not sufficient to have a major impact. And therefore, I developed this eye boost. And the reason is there are, for example, the human has two pigments, lutein and zeaxanthin. And these are very important. And if you take these two products, they accumulate selectively more in the eye. So when I look at the commercial market, everybody has a lutein and zeaxanthin because human eye has only two. But once I came across that eagles, the bird eagles, they can see from a distance, way up in the sky, their prey on the ground. and they have an additional carotenoid called astaxanthin. So I said, well, maybe during evolution, human lost astaxanthin or didn't feel like they need it. But normally you may not need it, but when you have some kind of an eye problem, then you need extra. But evolution is only survival of the fittest, but they don't consider the old age. And so in our preparation, why it is unique, because we added astaxanthin, which accumulates in the eye 500 times more than lutein and zeaxanthin.
Oh, wow.
And so now we have an optimal level of protection in the eye. And therefore, like glaucoma, he was mentioning, and I have mentioned earlier that my wife have a genetic basis of some kind of eye defect, which increases the risk of glaucoma. And she was going to the doctor and getting all kind of treatment. But it never dropped to dropped to 18, remained 18, 17, like that. When the eye boost became available, then she started taking it. And then, a couple of weeks ago, when I took her to the doctor, now it is like 13 and 14. My son,
wow.
My son, who is also a doctor, genetically inherited from his mother, also had this. He didn't go any other treatment. Has a 20. So I said, you have to take this. So he started taking this. And again, a few weeks ago, when he went to the doctor, now it is back to 14, 15 level without any treatment.
Wow.
So this is a true family story, And so the reason is, so it makes sense, because why it happens, because it's increased production of free radicals. And whenever you have that tissue get damaged, that they initiate inflammatory reaction. So now you have a double whammy. And therefore, in order to protect it, normally certain amount of antioxidant is already there, they will protect it, but not sufficient amount to prevent this kind of eye problem that you are mentioning.
Wow. So it's not just a fluke then. So what happened to G is not a fluke. And
No.
just before we started this meeting, I grabbed the last eye boost I had in my bottle here.
Mm-hmm.
And even now, Dr. Prasad, I was thinking, I'm always ready to buy a new computer. But right now it looks so clear. It looks clearer than it did hours ago. And I always want to think that it may be just my mind, but that's not the case. I'm actually seeing clearer.
Yeah. I think, in me too. I mean, this is the way when I didn't started this micro daily, the eye boost until it is available. And despite of my glass, I had a little bit problem, especially night. But now is no problem.
Wow.
So even personal experience is that, and it is very interesting that in a country where there is more sunlight, the incidence of cataract is very high. Like India, for example, or any country where there is more sunlight, and because the sunlight goes to your eye and generates a lot of free radicals, and free radicals then they damage, and then you have a cataract.
Right.
But cataract is resolved in surgery, and so that's a good one. But you don't want cataract to develop in the first place.
Yeah, stop it. Stop it if you can ahead of time.
If you start at 40, when you are at 40, and then you expect that in 60, 65, you may have a cataract issue. You may not have a cataract issue. There is no data experiment to demonstrate that. But what we know, the biology of eye, and what we know the function of micronutrient, we can suggest that this is possible.
Right. That makes perfect sense. So now you mentioned antioxidants. So Micro Daily, first of all, provides a huge amount of antioxidants, including raising glutathione levels. So that's going in our favor to begin with. And then you take eye boost and you added another 3 antioxidants, including one that's prevalent in the eagles.
Yeah, because the reason is because all these antioxidant and micronutrient, it goes to the eye, but does not accumulate sufficient amount.
Doesn't accumulate sufficiently.
It is a question of accumulation. And
Right.
that's why lutein. where the lutein is derived from?
Where's lutein derived from?
The marigold flower petals. 90% of the petal is lutein.
Wow.
That's the only flower that can stay in the sun for a longer period of time.
Wow.
Because they have a very rich antioxidant, namely lutein. So some smart businessmen figured out, okay, because in South America and India, the many festival, thousands of flower, marigold flower, is just thrown out and get wasted. So he decided,
harvest it.
Harvest it, yeah.
Wow.
And now it is $100 million company from Iowa.
Wow. Wow.
More than 100 million. I mean.
Okay.
So
I
that's
hope
the
you
only
guys got that. I hope everybody heard that because so lutein, astaxanthin, and
astaxanthin.
Okay.
Zeaxanthin.
Zeaxanthin and astaxanthin. So those are 3 additional antioxidants that we get in this product. So
and they accumulate more in the eye than any place else.
They accumulate more in the eye than anywhere. So one of these twice a day. I'm shifting over to 2 twice a day. So I really want to just get rid of my readers here. So
yeah, I mean that again, it is totally harmless.
Mm-hmm. What about floaters? Is there any connection to?
Yeah, many. You will see
floaters?
that I hear many times, and my wife, and even before I started taking it, I used to feel sometimes, not all the time, sometimes floater. They all disappear. My wife had the same issue. I think it is in aging phenomena. This happens, and this is the beginning of a glaucoma. Some people have more than the others, and it disappear. And we have heard this story from many of our customers that they had this problem and they got resolved.
Wow. Well, glaucoma never sounds like a good thing, no matter how you slice it. So that's powerful, Dr. Prasad. Long before you came out with the eye boost, I heard all kinds of stories of people getting benefits. So that's an exciting.
I mean, even the lutein and zeaxanthin will produce some benefit. It is a clinically tested, non-toxic agent, had some value, but not as much value as by adding the astaxanthin, because it accumulates much more than zeaxanthin and lutein, and is non-toxic.
Okay, all right. Well, very good. Well, I've got another story we want to hear your comments on. So this kind of takes down the road toward the brain, if I can find it here.
Okay.
So that's the eye, and here it is. This was a combination of a brain problem, but a little bit more the brain injury point of view. So curious as to what you could tell us about brain injuries also.
Okay.
Head on mute. 2 things. I have had several head injuries. I lost my husband a little less than a year and a half ago. Then I got what everybody calls COVID, but I swear it was the flu, but I had it twice. And I had another head injury last December, and it was minor. But several weeks ago, I had lots to do, and it was all piling up on my desk, and I started to do it, but I felt a little confused. And I was taking the brain boost twice a day. I doubled up. I now take 2 in the morning and 2 at night. And it has made my ability to have normal thought patterns. When my dear friend Cam was taking care of Charlie, and we were concerned. I kept trying to figure out what her daughter's name was because I couldn't remember her new married name, and it came to me, and I was grateful for that because we were able to to talk to her, and she told me she was going to go visit and take care of help her mom take care of Charlie. I'm grateful for it because we were really worried. And then the other thing is last Saturday, I was at a Feast of Tabernacles, which is a wonderful time with my fellowship. And I went out to say good morning to some friends, didn't see a tent guide wire, and tripped right over it. Now, in the past, without the collagen, I would have been down for weeks I likely would have had to go straight to the doctor if not possible.
Okay.
And all I did was
That's the part of it that I really wanted you to get, Dr. Prasad, was her comments there about the brain. And we've heard a lot of stories like that, you know, with the brain. She goes on to describe a number of benefits that she got with her healing very quickly from microdaily and the injuries that she would have gotten. But can you comment a little bit on how microdaily and especially Brain Boost, what impact it has on the brain, this kind of brain fog that she was describing, and maybe even the COVID brain? How do those products benefit a person?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have a brain injury, whether it is because of infection or somebody hit you or you fell down, anytime you have brain injury, what happens that micro vessels breaks, and then it generates a lot of free radicals. And when the brain tried to heal it, the injury, then you have a lot of inflammatory product comes into picture. So that is pro-inflammatory cytokines is also damaging, even in COVID-19. So you have a double. You have excessive amount of free radical because of injury, and then you have a COVID on the top of that. But net result is that your brain has been exposed to very high level of free radical damage and inflammatory damage. So how do you protect it? And this is a continuous phenomenon. It is happening every day. And if we don't do the brain try to repair itself slowly, but not enough that you feel any better. And it is progressive. Unfortunately, she had access to micronutrient, which can reduce oxidative stress and inflammations, and therefore she felt better. And the micro daily brain boost that we have, again, you have to work in combination, micro daily plus brain boost. The brain boost, we made some specifically for brain because some of the micronutrient enters brain very effectively, some of them are not. And so we picked up two very powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammation agent, much more powerful than, say, for example, vitamin A or vitamin E, was resveratrol and curcumin.
Mm-hmm.
These two are very powerful antioxidant. And not only that, resveratrol also increases the formation of new mitochondria, which generates energy in the brain. And so we added in Brain Boost these two. Then I said, well, we should also, because without energy production, brain cannot function, it cannot recover it. And so I said, well, there are two things that we are already in micro daily, vitamin B12, as well as the, not vitamin B12, vitamin B3, nicotinamide, and also coenzyme Q10.
Uh-huh.
These two nutrients, mitochondria needs it to generate energy. You must have this. While they are using oxygen, they need this kind of substrate to generate energy. And so I said, okay, we will, even though we have a presence in micro daily, but we will give some boost. So we increase the amount of coenzyme Q10 and vitamin B3 or nicotinamide, they also call it. And so then I said, brain, 70 to 80% of brain has a membranes. And membranes are easily damaged by free radicals and by inflammation. So they are damaged, then they get repaired, and new membranes are formed. But if it is a continuous phenomena, then you have to protect the brain. So I said, okay, when new brain membrane are formed, we will give an additional precursor of membrane. In other words, membrane needs. So we added a two precursor of membrane. The one is the phosphatidylserine, and another is phosphatidylcholine. These two precursors, they need it. Now, when they form a new membrane, you're already given the antioxidant supplement, so brain is very rich. So when new membranes are there, they are now protected from any damage produced by free radicals or inflammation. And so that's why your brain recovered much faster, you feel better, and so on.
That's remarkable, Dr. Prasad. You're saying, you said new membrane. Is that, are we also talking about new neurons?
Yeah. I mean, that is also, now people believe that there are some stem cell in the brain, and then when the neurons die, and as long as your brain is normally functioning, the stem cell comes into picture and forms or replace them. And so, but that is under acute conditions, in a normal condition. But if you have a damage, suppose if you have damage already, even the stem cells, because when you have injury, brain injury, it does not distinguish between a stem cell and they all get damaged.
Right.
Then you have a problem. And so that's why it is very important that sometimes, memory loss occurs. There are two types of memory loss one should know.
Mm-hmm.
One is called what is called age-related memory loss. That's age-related. And only 1% of them ever develops to Alzheimer's dementia type. Symptoms are different, and they can be very easily reversed or improved. And the second type of memory loss is called Alzheimer's dementia or vascular dementia, disease-related dementia. And that dementia symptoms are totally different, much more severe and so on. And so the question is, at least we can protect the age-related memory loss. For me, it is too late because I'm already there. But I'm talking about a younger person, Jonathan, like you, say people who are in 40s and 50s, when they become 60 or 70, they don't want to have age-related memory loss.
Mm-hmm.
They are related because increased oxidative stress, if you don't do anything, your brain is losing your neuron because of free radical damage, inflammation. You are not doing anything with that. But if you do to prevent it, then you may not develop. Again, I want to emphasize, nobody has done a clinical study on this, but what the biology, what happens in the brain, what is happening in the brain, it doesn't take much brain cell to say, well, you should protect your brain by increasing the level of antioxidant, because that brain has the least amount of antioxidant protection than any other organ in the body. Even though brain is exposed to highest level of oxidative damage and inflammatory damage than any other organ in your body.
Wow.
But what advantage is, brain has a plasticity.
Right.
So neuron functions. So if you lose few neurons, it doesn't make difference. But if you lose a lot of neurons, that it makes difference.
I don't want to lose any neurons, Dr. Prasad. I like my neurons.
I love it too. You start losing neuron after the age of 30 in normal rate.
Ooh, I would have said you start losing neurons after the age of 15.
Yeah.
Because now some of the teenagers I know that they never developed them or they lost them somewhere between 14 and 16.
Yeah, right.
But scientifically, you said after around age 30 is when we literally start losing them.
Yeah, because of these things, that's normal rate. And so you can say that why? Because brain is being highest level of oxidative stress and lowest level of antioxidant, and the membranes are so sensitive. Membranes are more sensitive than any part of the cell to damage produced by free radical. And so brain makes up that in terms of plasticity of function, that they can function with, if you lose few neurons, still they can function it. But idea is how to prevent it right from the beginning.
So really then we are at risk if we have any kind of demand on our immune system, where the immune system is kicking off cytokines and chemokines, like with the virus or any kind of injury, our brain is at risk of going into some sort of a loss.
Of course, because they get absorbed. The cytokine produced, in your peripheral system, outside the brain, they go through the blood-brain barrier and they can damage your brain as well.
See, and I don't think anyone talks about this, Dr. Prasad.
That's why
I hope folks here are getting this.
Yeah, because that's what happens. Yeah, that's
It
what
could
happens.
damage someplace in my lungs. I could have a viral infection in my lungs, but the same response as trying to solve my problem here is potentially creating a problem in my brain.
That's right. That's right. Because the pro-inflammatory cytokines can damage your blood-brain barrier and enter into the brain.
Ooh, okay. I remember as a kid, going back to empty-headed teenager, one day I had a really bad fever. And all I remember about this episode in my life was that I had a bad fever. And my mother later tells me that I took the tea that she gave me, lifted it up over my head, and poured it on myself. Why would I do something so stupid and have no recollection of it? I was sick. I was sick. Something was going on. Where I had some kind of an infection. Is that an indication of what was going on?
Well, indication was that maybe you kind of, transient loss of memory. And so you didn't know what you were doing.
No, I clearly didn't know what I was doing. So something was seriously wrong in that case. But anyway, I'm going to take your explanation as to why I was so stupid at that moment in my life. So that's quite amazing, Dr. Prasad, and remarkable to hear. Let's do this. We have one more story we want to share and get your comments on. This will kind of take us toward the body part. Now, while she's telling her story, at the end of her telling her story, she goes all about this inflammation in her knee and all kinds of pain. She identifies two things that she feels is responsible for this. And I'm not going to say a word. You just start talking when this thing is over with, and you tell us what, you help us to understand how it's possible that that Roberta could be making this this assertion that two of your products made such a big difference in her life. Okay.
Absolutely. And in fact, in this next one that I'm sharing with Mr. Roberta Rice, she is going to reference what she did with her knee. And just so that we don't have to stop the video for you to see the pictures that she sent, this is her knee with the saran wrapped.
It's all wrapped with microdaily.
Yeah. And then that's what it looked like when she put the ACE bandage around.
Okay.
So that's, gosh, she didn't send me the after picture though.
Right.
But anyway,
that's part of the story.
I just said, I want proof that you did this.
Yeah.
Here it is. This is the next one. It's pretty incredible.
In April, I had lost the ability to walk. Out of the clear blue, never happened to me before. My leg had swollen, and my knee, my right knee was 3 times the size of my left knee. And then Brother Jeff asked me, I got on Dr. Kedar Roberts connected me with him, and he gave me a little remedy to do. He said, take Dr. Prasad capsules and open them and mix them with organic coconut oil and make like a paste. So I opened all those capsules. I mixed it with the organic coconut oil. I rubbed it on my knee like Brother Jeff told me to do. I wrapped it in syringe wrap. Then I wrapped it in the first aid bandage wrap, and I went to bed. The next morning, I was able to get up and put my leg on the floor, which I had not did for April and May. I had not been able to do that. And then after 3 days, I was hopping on my leg. I was able to put pressure and hop on it. In less than a week, I was walking completely, no pain, no nothing. To the young lady, Linda Ross, I had dizziness. I was extremely ill with autoimmune disease. I used to be on 99 pills a week. And then the company ran out of what I was taking for 3 months. God allowed Dr. Picola to call me, said she'd been thinking about me, and I start to get choked up and cry. She said, how are you doing? I said, I'm very sick, and I just started to dump on her about my health. And yes, I felt dizzy. I kept taking it like she told me. Yes, I had loss of balance. I kept taking it like I was told. And so long story short, I wrapped my knee, and in a week, I was able to walk. 3 weeks later, my husband and I started going to the park, putting in 2 miles 3 to 4 times a week. No problems with my legs since. And if I had to, and have an autoimmune, the doctor says I would be on medication for the rest of my life. Like 99 pills? Are you serious? I don't think so. So if I had to be on this for the rest of my life, my health is my wealth. And whatever I got to do, I'm going to do it, because a lot of times we wait until we get sick unto death. Because my husband and I was planning my funeral, and we wait till we get sick unto death. Then we want to try and hurry and take everything that we can take to help us. And so I'm doing good, no pain on my body. I used to have pain from head to toe, 24/7, no pain on my leg, no pain in my knee. Now both of my legs and knees are the same size. I'm so grateful for that. One last thing. The doctor told me when I come back that they were going to put me on diabetes medicine. My diabetic number was 6.8. And so she thought when I came back, I had my physical, and she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Your blood pressure is down from 150 over 90, over 120 over 70. My A1C went from 6.8 down to 5.4. Hello. And no cholesterol medicine. None of that, Dr. Prasad. I am so grateful. And the knee injection I was supposed to take, I called the doctor's office, canceled all of that. And all because of this and this, all because of that, those right there. And I have everything else now. I'm in great and excellent health. No diabetes medication or injections. Thank you.
Talk to us, Dr. Prasad. Help me understand this. How could this be, Dr. Prasad?
Yeah, that's amazing story. By wrapping it up, I give you an example. In India, turmeric is very curcumin, and curcumin, but turmeric is the plant that curcumin is derived. So in India, the classical medicine is that suppose in a villages, if somebody get hurt or swelling or injury and outer body, they put they don't have a curcumin, but they try to turmeric.
Yeah.
Turmeric they put just like a paste, turmeric paste all over the plates so that it heals, and they will heal. Even sometimes you have some minor injury, they will rub in villages, they rub the marigold flower petals on your injury, and they will heal.
Wow.
These are village remedy.
So it doesn't surprise you. It doesn't surprise you at all that she got the results.
Now it didn't surprise me. At that time, surprised me because I didn't know anything about it.
That's incredible. So, but tell us then, this is her body, and she's describing improvements with her knee, massive inflammation issue with her knee. She's describing her whole body being in pain. She describes her diabetes being affected, and she pointed to 2 products, Dr. Prasad, Micro Daily and Collagen Daily. Help us to see the connection between the body and the
because see, like Micro Daily is one of them that reduces oxidative stress and inflammation. You know that, and most of the disease that I have said many times, that almost all chronic or sometimes acute also, damage to your system is due to increased oxidative stress and inflammation. Right. And anything you can reduce them, you are ahead. And And what surprised me that even though locally, it's almost like preparing a paste and putting in your things like in Indian villages, they used to do it.
That's unbelievable.
It is absorbed quickly. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It absorbed quickly, and then you feel better than going through the intestine and then absorbing all over your body. It takes time. But in that scenario, if you have local injury like that, and you take care of by just preparing a paste of micro daily EMF, then it will have. So it is not very surprising to me, but I'm glad to do it. I'm glad that she did it, because that's the one way of doing the local swelling. That is, you don't need any anti-inflammation drug, for example. And so this is very important. And then what you said, collagen peptides. As you know, first oxidative stress and inflammation is also involved in a diabetes as well. But now the recent data suggests that the collagen peptide can increase what happens in diabetes 2 or early phase of diabetes 2, insulin secretion is reduced. So what collagen peptide does, it increases it. And there is a prescription drug which is given and which has toxicity, which will also do the same thing as collagen peptide. What collagen peptide does, it inhibits the enzyme which prevents the secretions of insulin to your blood. So it inhibits that enzyme. So now insulin can go from the pancreas to your blood.
Oh,
and
wow.
so there is an oral drug available that is given after to a patient for that purpose, improve the insulin secretion. And here is collagen peptide does it without any toxicity.
Wow. Wow. No side
I'm
effects
not
whatsoever.
surprised that the combination will do it. And that's why, do you know the 96 million people have a pre-diabetic condition?
Yeah.
And there, if you have a pre-diabetic condition, even suppose your blood level is 120, 150, if you take this kind of strategy, you will never have
It'll never progress. It'll never progress to diabetes.
Yes.
So we got a lot of work to do to get to those 96 million people.
Yes.
Yeah. That's massive.
That's
a massive market.
And 37 million people who have already
have diabetes.
Well established. Yeah. So and probably many are undiagnosed. So, that you don't know. They don't go to visit doctor. You see what I mean?
That's right. Suffering in silence.
Yeah.
So you're not surprised that she had the improvement in her knee. You're not surprised that her blood pressure went to 120 over, what did she say, 70?
Yeah, it is, because sometimes blood pressure is related to diabetes. So diabetes, they also have a high blood pressure.
And that her A1C went from 6.8 down to 5.4.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise you at all then.
No.
This all makes perfect sense.
Perfect to me, yes. Because they are related to increased oxidative stress. And when you go down, they now will decrease.
So for everybody who's on this call right now, listen carefully. And if you didn't pick up what Dr. Prasad has been saying here over and over and over again, free radicals and oxidative stress. If you don't remember anything, forget the 3 words. Just remember 2, oxidative stress.
Yeah.
Oxidative stress is the root of most of these health problems, all of these health problems that we're dealing with. If you can target oxidative stress, you've changed your life.
Yep.
That's what's happened. That's what this man has just sat here and told us, that you could do that. And now, mind you, the man has had the nerve to make it easy for you to be able to do that. Here's what Dr. Prasad has put together as a kind of a bundle, a package that you can get to do all this. So you don't have to think about it. So if you want to change your life, this is Dr. Prasad's Choice Bundle. It's actually cheaper than this now. I think it's like, I think the price is $247, right? Somewhere in that area. So
Jeff knows probably better than I do.
So listen, folks, all you have to do is take a screenshot right here, and then you get back with the person who invited you, and they'll set you up. They'll put you in a position to get that bundle, the Dr. Prasad's Choice Bundle. And it'll change your life. It's a game changer. We have additional testimonies. I really wanted to share it with you, adding Williams' story, Dr. Prasad, where this woman went from needing help to stand and to walk to being able to walk unassisted through Walmart, do her own shopping, and this is like just a month or so on Collagen Daily. Not long after you first released it, it was about a month later, and she was able to resume her walking and going back to the store, doing her own shopping. It's just an amazing story. So take your life back, folks, just by jumping on these products here. And I think I splashed in most of the questions that folks were asking during the entire presentation. So, but once again, Dr. Prasad, it's not enough that we can say to thank you for your willingness to join us here on meetings like this. And mark your calendars down, folks. We're going to have Dr. Prasad again on May the 7th.
Yes.
May the 7th. And Dr. Prasad published a paper on anti-aging.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be talking about anti-aging. We're going to do it in two parts. So it'll be on the 7th and on the 21st. Part 1 will be on the 7th and part 2 will be on the 21st. We're talking about anti-aging. So we're not talking about taking and literally being able to turn the clock backwards, but I guarantee you what you learn can literally slow the aging process down, or at least improve the quality of life we're not getting any younger. Not a single one of us getting any younger.
Yes, I want everybody to have a excellent quality of life while you are aging.
Yep. Well, they can bring everybody out of the woodworks for that one. And they're going to hear some stories about even seniors. Dr. We got a couple of 90-plus-year-old individuals who were in congestive heart failure that literally out walking blocks without assistance. Blocks without assistance. Yeah. And they attribute it to just simply being able to add micronutrients to their diet. So now here's what we got to do. We got to make this announcement for folks. And I put Jeff back on the screen because he needs some brain boost because something happened. This man is literally going to be giving away brain boost. So this is the announcement, folks. The ambassadors of this company, that's Jeff and Helen Ashby, the only ambassadors in the company.
Right.
They're giving away brain boost. So all you have to do is if you leave here today and you place an order for at least EMF and brain boost, microdaily EMF,
EMF and probiotic.
Oh yeah, excuse me, probiotic. Jeff and Helen are going to send you a free brain boost. Now that means you can go ahead and buy the Dr. Prasad's Choice bundle today also, and you'll still get a free brain boost.
Free brain boost, $34 value.
Will be added to your order. They'll send it to you directly. That's complimentary.
Yeah, it'll come from Wyoming. It's not going to come from corporate.
Yeah, so don't go yelling at corporate. Don't yell at corporate about it.
but they're tracking. They are tracking everything, and your leaders, anybody who is on the legacy growth or even the leadership growth team, have access to a concierge number. So you've got 2 hours to get your leader on the phone if you need to phone it in. Otherwise, you can just place the order in your back office. Any order for that 2-pack or more. So microdaily EMF, that's the flagship foundational product for everything, and probiotic. Those two are going to earn you a free bottle of what we've been talking about today, and that is this incredible product right here, the Brain Boost. It is just amazing to see what Dr. Prasad has put together for us. This will be sent from your ambassadors here in Wyoming to your home. So this is what it's all about right here.
Do it today. Take advantage of it. If I felt like I qualified, I'd go ahead and place my order and get my free brain boost for that.
Yeah.
So look out, folks. This is a big deal. So take full advantage of it. And we can't thank Jeff enough and Helen for stepping up. They truly believe, just like the rest of us, that these products are life-changing. And we're completely committed with them to helping to get the word out So that's why we're doing these meetings on a regular basis. Next Sunday, I'll be back, and Jeff will be back with me. So we're going to have another meeting next week. We are going to be passing out some phenomenal information and helping to understand the benefits of Micro Daily and how it is literally life changing. Someone asked the question, what's the qualification to get that free brain boost? Just place an order. You place an order today for at least one EMF, a brand new order of EMF, and at least probiotic. That's it. You place that order, and that list is going to be sent to Jeff. Customer service, Engage Global is going to send the list of everyone who places those orders today, at least the EMF and brain boost. Now, you can buy Dr. Prasad's Choice bundle also, but every one of those orders is going to be tracked today. And Jeff is going to send out an extra brain boost to anyone who places an order. All right. Does that make sense? No, not just free, not just new customers, this everyone.
Anyone. Yep.
Anyone.
And to answer the questions quickly, for those that want to know the mixture, it's 3 capsules and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. 3 capsules, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. It becomes about a peanut butter paste consistency, and it can go anywhere on your body. It can go over the top of moles and they will come off. It can go over, I mean, it's an amazing scars, anything topically. You just got to make sure that you cover it with that plastic, because the curcumin in there, that orange color will leave its mark. So, but yep.
That's it. And let's see, was there any other questions that was popping up in that group? Some may have some questions. Nope. You can raise your hands now if you have some questions.
This is everything new. Somebody just said, can I get a free brain boost if I have EMF and probiotic on my auto ship on your subscription? No, this is just for
it's got to be a new order today. Right now, today, between now and.
Could you give me that mixture again, Jonathan? What Jeff just said, the coconut oil and what? I missed it.
3 capsules, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. It's just it's about a peanut butter consistency.
Gotcha.
3 capsules of the original or 3 capsules of EMF?
Is there any other kind of oil? This is first off.
Coconut oil works the best. Some of the other carrier oils, just not anything petroleum based.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Very good. There you go, folks. Make your mixture up. Keep it handy. Slap it on your body. I have a doctor's wife that's applying it to an injury in her back, and getting outstanding results finally. So, Alfreda, go ahead, Alfreda, our co-host.
Well, is Dr. Prasad still there?
Yes, he is.
Okay. I had a gentleman that I'm working with. His wife has, he said she has stage 7 dementia. She's in a really bad state, and he has to do everything for her. I was recommending to him the EMF, the probiotic, and the collagen. Would that be correct? But it looks like I need to add the brain boost.
Oh yeah, definitely brain boost and a brain boost. Instead of 1 capsule, you may like to try 2 capsules in morning and 2 in the evening.
Okay, brain boost 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
And someone asked a question, what's the website to place the order? Any Engage Global website, your website, go back to the person who invited you and place the order with the person who invited you. That's how you can just get your order in. All you have to do is get your order in, and you're gonna get that free brain boost. Just get it in tonight before midnight Mountain Time.
Night Mountain Time. Yep. Free brain boost.
Perfect.
Let's go!
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Dr. Prasad. Thank you, Dr. Prasad. Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you,
Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you, Dr.
Yeah?
Prasad. Thank you, Jeff. Changing lives, Jeff. Let's stay busy. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Let's go!
Thank you. Indeed, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Let's go! Get them orders in.
Dr. Prasad. Sunday, Monday.
Dr. Prasad.
That's right. Oh, and by the way, pass the word on to anybody. They didn't have to be here to get in on that deal. Anybody who places that order tonight will get that same deal. Anybody, whether they were here on this meeting or not. Boom.
Brother Jonathan, Miss Mary.
Oh, that's great because I'm going to place an order with him.
Get that deal as well.
That's right. Anybody can get that
that's
deal.
great.
Awesome. Would it have to be on the 3-month agreement?
No, just place an order tonight. Just place an order tonight for at least an EMF and a probiotic. Place an order tonight for minimum EMF and probiotic, and Jeff will send you a free brain boost.
Awesome.
You couldn't change the probiotic for collagen.
You can change the probiotic for collagen if you want. Yes, the minimum $100.
Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for your support, everybody.
Thank you, Jeff, Jonathan, and Dr.
Let's go!
Awesome. Take care.
It's gonna be a good month. It's gonna be a good month.
All right, so
Yeah, have a good month. This is Suzanne from Louisiana. Nice hearing from everyone.
Yes, indeed.
We love our Daily family.
Thanks, Suzanne.
Yeah, beautiful thing.
There's Peggy right there.
Hi, Peggy.
Anybody that's in my group, I'm gonna get back on Zoom for anyone who needs some help at 7:30. Anyone who needs help, I'll be back on Zoom 7:30. For anyone who needs help, 7:30.
Thank you. Same
at
Zoom.
this number,
On this same Zoom, 7:30. I'll be here for anybody that needs help, 7:30 to midnight.
okay.
7:30 to midnight. 7:30 tonight. All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Great meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Jonathan.
Hey, Peggy, I see you. I'm on my way to Mississippi.
Okay.
All right, my sister. Love you. Hi, Suzanne.
Let's
Hi, darling. How are you? Hi. Good. Be safe. Is that Louise? I don't know who said hi, Suzanne, but hello, whoever it was. That's Freddie. That was Freddie. Oh, hi, Freddie. Oh, hi, Freddie. Yes. Okay. Hi, honey. Hey, happy to see you. I'm on my way to Mississippi right now. My husband and I and my friend. So, okay. When I get there, have a great day. Bye-bye. Okay, great. Y'all be safe. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. I just sent in an order also Friday. Alrighty. Yeah, we'll talk later. Bye-bye. Okay.